Don't worry about me. Like, I'll just transfer, you know, which is words and pictures, called comic books. I'll just transfer it someplace else. Like, I don't, like, I'm not the guy that they have to worry about.
He just has these visions and these goals and these drives that, and it's the same ones that existed when I met him. For going out with me, for trying to make it in baseball, for trying to make it in comic books, for starting his own. I mean, he just has, and I don't know where it comes from, so don't ask me. He has this drive in him.
The guys who sort of complain the most are never the guys that are willing to sort of like start their own companies and take their own risk. Somebody explain to me what it takes for me to make my own toy. And the answer is the same as anything else. Ambition and capital and the idea to go with it. Let's go. Let's do it.
I discovered that toys were no longer rigid, undetailed pieces of plastic, you know. They were actually miniature sculptures that were just affordable. He's taken something horrific and made it, you know, into a beautiful sculpture. Thanks.
Get the one from yesterday?
I did.
I'll wake you up.
Yeah, that's okay. I needed to get up anyway. Oh, yes. This is the one I've been waiting for. Is this the read? When I work, I work for Pizza Hut.
Is that the half?
I went in, I bought a 13-inch Spawn was the very first figure that I bought. I brought them home, I opened them up, immediately hopped back in my car, and ran back and bought about 5 more figures.
Are they only here? I see some Spawn over there. Huh? Where? Huh? Oh, yeah.
And then from there, I was bitten by the bug.
I want to make toys for myself, you know? I mean, really, I was like, if I was collecting toys, what would I want?
Because, you know, the leg moved there, that first jolt. Just give it the juice again, Victor. Let's take one more look at it.
Okay.
Well, what Ed was saying before is that it would be nice if we could get some vibration in the legs as well as the upper body.
You're gonna have to do is send us the sample, Victor, and we'll have to go over it with Todd.
Yeah.
This is him somebody trying to poke check the puck. I mean, it depends what you're trying to do. This is somebody trying to do a slap shot. It just depends what pose we decide to give him, right?
Do we also want to give the pose that would most likely be for the player? You know what I'm saying? You don't want...
Yeah. Are you a hockey fan, Andy?
Yeah, I used to be.
Okay,
I haven't had time lately, though.
Okay, so you tell me what's the pose that most people recognize Eric Lindros in?
Part down in front of the net.
Well, the answer is there isn't one.
What's that?
There isn't one. Every one of these poses that I just showed you here, Eric Lindros will be in that at some time during the game.
Right, I know, but wouldn't you want the pose that most people think of the player in that pose?
What's the definitive pose of Wayne Gretzky?
Well, that's a tougher one.
Well, it's a tougher one. You can't even come up with one for Gretzky. So how are you coming up with one for a guy who's not as good as Gretz?
Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Raise a little
or anything? Or no? I just want to ask one question before we even start the conversation. Yeah. Can I say fuck? Fuck!
There's not just one corporation or two, there's 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, what's going on here?
There's 9 offices in 4 countries around the world.
Yo, Spawn in the house.
But there's also a reason why you live in Phoenix, Arizona.
So you can play baseball 365 days out of the year. These pages are good, except for this.
Spawn is a studio-produced book. A multitude of artists are working on a number of titles, and they are not being written and drawn and lettered and colored and everything by Todd McFarlane.
Hey, how you doing today? Everything that we end up doing is not for fame and fortune, it's just to move art. But to be successful at moving art, you gotta be sort of famous, and the famousness means you get money. I mean, so the byproduct of doing, I guess, a good job with art is fame and fortune.
From flesh to steel. You must visualize your objective. From blood to blade.
Don't get cocky. You have a lot more to learn.
From man to Spawn.
This is the moment that I'm saying to the world, Spawn is not Batman.
Evil has a new enemy. Justice has a new weapon. And the world has a new hero.
Todd wants to leave behind a legacy. He wants to have Spawn be a universally known name across the world, you know, that people just know who Spawn is and who Todd McFarlane is and what this young guy has created. And I think Todd wants to be famous.